and responsibilities, and must be sufficiently knowledgeable and well informed to cast ballots that are legally valid and to participate meaningfully in the voting process. Voter and civic education are even more critical in post conflict countries where political situations may be volatile and where elections may have a precedent. As local government elections approach, it is vital to enhance and promote the importance of active participation among the electorate. High voter turnout is essential for a healthy democracy, and a community engagement plays a crucial role in this process. Now, let's look at some strategies for effective awareness and sensitization.
The first one is community workshops. It is believed that informative workshops in communities will help to educate citizens about the electoral process, the significance of local government, and how their votes impact daily life. Another one is social media campaigns. Have we utilized platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to share information about voter registration, election dates, and the importance of participating in local elections? Collaborations. This can be achieved through partnership with NGOs, community groups, and local leaders to reach a broader audience and leverage their networks for outreach and education efforts. Education, now materials, dissemination. This is creating pamphlets, flyers, and posters that highlight key information about the elections, candidates, and voting procedures, and distributing them in public spaces, schools, and community events.
Host forums or debates where candidates can discuss their platforms voting community. Also, youth engagement target younger audience school programs and youth clubs to instill civic responsibility and encourage them to participate in leverage local radio and television stations to broadcast informative programs, interviews, and discussions about the elections to reach those who may not have access to social media. Also, feedback mechanisms create platforms for citizens to voice concerns and questions regarding the electoral process and engage them in discussions about local governance issues. By implementing these strategies, we can empower the electorate, ensuring that citizens are informed and motivated. As we approach these forthcoming elections, we are taking a critical look at awareness and sensitization of electorates so that they can fully participate in local government elections, ultimately leading to stronger communities and a more representative democracy.
What are we expected to do as citizens? Some see the election day as a day of rest and relaxation at home. Do we really have enough awareness and sensitization from relevant agencies? These and many more will be discussed on our program today on Money Flight. All right, Emmanuel, let's take it from that point of view. On election day, trust Nigerians. They regard that to be today. They will tell you that okay, they're not going out for elections. Is NOAA doing uh, the sensitization aspect of it? Because some are saying that okay, Nigerians are not well sensitized in
Like
that regard.
they are not well informed
They're
about
not
what election
exactly.
actually is because most election days, you see some youths they'll gather. It will actually be a day for them to play football or to
Exactly.
engage in sports
Exactly.
activities. We see it as a day just because restriction of movement,
Mm-hmm.
vehicular movement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some youth will tend to go on their foot, going to places, having like a hangout,
Mm-hmm.
like a reunion of
Mm.
old friends
Some will even gather together under
gather
a
together
tree to discuss
to
about
discuss and
what are
drink.
happening
Yes,
in
just to while
Nigeria.
away the time.
Mm.
And some questions that need to be asked are this particular set of people, let's say the youth in particular, because the youth are the ones that will come out after election had been concluded, after the winner had been announced, and in the process of the government of the person that was voted in, they will begin to complain about not getting the dividends of the democracy which they clamored for. But on the day of election, did they actually vote?
Mm.
How many youths have their permanent voters card?
Mm. How many voters have even gone out for voters registration, the CVR?
Even INEC has announced many times that even people register, but there are countless, hundreds, thousands of permanent voters cards in their store yet to be collected.
Uncollected PVCs. Trust Nigerians. They will tell you that okay, they will still extend. We'll wait for extension, and as a matter of fact, there will be an extension,
There'll be an
but they won't
extension.
go out for such exercise. Okay, this is our focus this morning: local government election, sensitization, awareness of electorates. What do you see to eat? What can you say? What is your opinion?
0803 437 9453 and 0815 0226. You can also watch us on our social Ogun radio available. Good morning,
Good to
ma'am.
have you, ma'am.
You are discussing this morning is very, very touch. And knowing that the local government election is coming around the corner, people will be listening and looking at the program, the campaign, and everything. So it's a very apt project. But one thing I would say is that one, people are highly interested in government election. But the awareness, as you have said, is not getting to all the rooms and carry in place. So it will be good for people to make sure that when their campaign, they get to all appropriate arms. The market people, the students, the leaders, and everybody, and let them be aware of what is happening. And secondly, they should let people know their areas of their focus. What are they going to do for them? What is their priorities? Let people be aware of all these things. And as you said, when people are playing football on election day, I don't think it's the elderly ones. It is the youth that are not yet of age for voting. So they use it as an occasion to engage themselves. But it's someone that most of the boys, the age group, the age ones, they go for election, but they still need to be sensitized about hungry, about lateness, and about other things that can mark the election. These are the things we should let people know.
3437 803-437-93.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Titi.
Good morning, sir.
How are you both?
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Wole Osheni. I'm calling from Izaro.
All right, sir, you're welcome.
Thank you. This majority of our youths who have attained the age of 18 who are supposed as card, so that on the day of the election, you will see, even on major roads, you see them playing football. They just gather all about the places, doing nothing. I mean, refusing to go and vote. Of course, when they don't have the voters card, it's as if they don't know their civic rights. I think we still need to sensitize them and let them know that civic rights to register to have their voters card. So we still have a lot of things to do to sensitize these youths. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Elder Owusheni, for that.
0803 437 9453 and 0815 032 0226.
Yes, sir.
That's what it was.
Amen.
I suppose that
Yes, sir.
Yes, as it concerns the forthcoming
There's a
election.
look.
so the question generally is what makes a man. So when many people are not really being literate, can be literate you about English or Latin or French. However, expression is so important. It makes a man. And particularly now we talk about election. Voter expression is really important so that we're able to choose the right leaders. Unfortunately, many of us in Nigeria are not politically literate. Are educated, they are not educated. That is what, according to what I just said. That's why many people, when you say, I'm going to win the election, I don't want to. No. One votes, 20 votes in that election, all over the place, can help us to obtain, to put the right people in place. People who will not happy. So, in fact, my dad is one of the doctors of the we are doing a lot of things to sensitize our people. Thank you very much. Continue doing it. Continue more important activities. God help you.
Thank you very
Thanks so
much.
much.
That's the power. Morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
I'm calling from Nigeria.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Thank you for your contribution. Mitogu said there is a need to educate the youth and there is a need to always sensitize them about voting so as to enjoy the dividends of democracy.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
And I think the local government election should be given full autonomy. Why is it that the local government election will be postponed and it should be carried along as that of House of Assembly? At least the closer to the people. May God bless. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution, comrade.
Hello. 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 Good morning. Where is Oyomiko calling from? Where are you calling from? Okay, go ahead, Oyomiko. Okay. 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 All right. All right, so Ayomiko. Thank you. Your points are well taken and noted. Thank you, Ayomiko. Okay, this morning our focus is still sensitization of the local government elections. In your own opinion, what resources are available for educating voters about the candidates and their platforms? How can technology be leveraged to improve engagement? 0803 437 9453 or
815 032 022 on our website at www.ogunradio.ng, where you can listen to us live. Also on Facebook and YouTube at Ogun Radio Abeokuta. Now I just moved,
he
considering the
cited
security
insecurity problems.
the
which
security.
is one of the reasons why Nigerians are so much afraid to cast their votes, to go out,
Or even to go out
yes, to go out on
on
election
election day
day.
to exercise their franchise.
Yes, and has also mentioned, Mr. point was that most of them the understanding of their priorities. They don't
Yeah.
understand their priorities. They don't know what business, where to vote
I
inside.
mean, said group of women. For me to cast my vote, the
They'll
education.
call it the Boko Sebe, all those things. These are this Nigerians is our focus on this program. But another thing of concern, the orientation agencies. Let's look at them. Do they really have the resources to sensitize the public? Do they have the wherewithal to sensitize the public? Talking about the orientation agencies moving around,
Going to
sensitizing the people,
markets,
going to
going to
market.
our institutions, sensitizing the youth. Well, it's a big question on the part of the National Orientation Agency. Looking at the prologue, where radio stations, TV stations needs to be carried along, especially from the National Orientation Agency, where people need to know and get to understand the essence where you have ward councillors, where you have the local government chairman. These are people that are easily accessible. Before we talk about the governor of the state, but when you have a councillor probably staying around you, someone that's like a first aid.
A citizen can also walk up to a
Yes.
councillor or even a local
A
government
local government
to
chairman,
inquire about
yes,
things
or to get the dividend of democracy. Because for everything coming from the federal government goes to the state, and to the state to the local government, to the chairman, and to the local the ward councillors. These are people that are very close to the people. So how much do you need to know? It goes a long way or to the National Orientation Agency to make people understand the more on the need out and vote for the person of their choice. When we talk about ward councillors, people go around, people you see, people that even with their own little resources,
they go
support,
about.
they go about. Even looking at the community, for instance, now the community development associations, people that are worthwhile in doing things right. So people like that coming out, even not even to vote, even to even come out to be voted for as it concerns the local government.
Another thing is
Yes.
the technology and then the social media platforms.
Yeah.
How well are we using all these platforms to sensitize the public? How well are we about elections?
Well, I believe the youth, to answer this, will answer it on a very, very low. The answer will be very low. It's hard for you to see youth talk about the local government elections.
How many of them even have access to Android phones? Not even youth alone, the adults as well. How many of them have access to Android phones where they can access all this
All of this information
on the social media platforms? This is another challenge.
Probably needs to be harnessed. National Orientation Agency need to harness the channel of communication, even to the social media, to capture the youth and also to capture even market women going, because as a market
they are the most vulnerable.
They are the most vulnerable women. Their power when it comes to election, their power when it comes to voting is very, very high. So the National Registration Agency has a real and a whole lot to do in sensitization. No, back then, there are times when the National Registration Agency will go about with loudspeakers and also the benefit
so that we can hear you clearly for the sake of clarity. 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226. This is a wake-up call for all the state independent electoral commission to do the needful. We're not limiting this to local government alone. We are hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay.
Mega.
Mega.
Yeah. It is not today that we are doing the election in Nigeria. The most important thing when people are preaching not to go and vote is the leadership. Even if you talk about local government, does the local government actually, when they are voted in, are they doing what they're supposed to do? That's the problem. It's not a matter of anybody doing election. That's the answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Mega from Matokon. 075-032-0226. Emmanuel, on the part of the government, we have set a mind that the state independent electoral want to do, let them do that. Let them not wait. We have a right. We have a right to vote. We must understand that we have rights. We must understand the political system. We must understand the contest they are asking us to decide on. We must understand. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Titi. Good morning, gentlemen there.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
You're welcome. Now, what is the percentage of those who are voting to those who are not voting at elections? We don't know. That's one. Two, it is clear that those who get into political offices in Nigeria were elected by the minority. Again, those who refuse to vote at elections are the ones who are elected leaders. They are the ones who are electing bad leaders. Those who refuse to vote at elections, they are the real electors of bad leaders. That is one aspect. The fact is, once upon a time in Nigeria, we had an organization called MAMSA. And that organization is supposed to have that goes by the acronym of NOAA. Do you even know the NOAA of it? Is not only invisible, it is non-existent. And this is an indictment on the government and whoever is in charge of national relief. Let's leave all those. Now, we are talking about women and then this practice of Diboko Sebe. Diboko Sebe will always be there as long as the level of poverty in the country is what it is and it keeps rising. you should know that the Boko State is a product of poverty, because the people have lost hope in those who are governing them, and they know that this is the only thing they can get, even from those people, because immediately they get to office, they forget about them, they forget about the people, and that is the reality we have seen in Nigeria. Comrade, the comes from a good morning.
Thank
Thank you for
you,
your contribution,
comrade.
Comrade.
Well, this is really a wake-up call for everyone, like Comrade Adiba pointed out. So we should know that almost all hands must be on deck to make this work. We cannot do it all by ourselves. Nor should wake up to their responsibility of sensitizing and educating the masses on this election of the thing that we are talking about, the electorate as well, the public, Nigerians as well. We must not shy away from our fundamental every right to vote and right to be voted for. Let's all go all out together. We can make Nigeria a great nation. All right, thank you so much. That has been the packet this morning. Has been in charge of ICT. Abiodun Tijani, the studio manager, and the producer, Shola Onide. My name